In addition to these meetings, the advisory committee undertook the effort to also get out to many various events around the community. And I don't think there was a month that passed that we didn't have at least one event or one opportunity to interact with the public. They would set up booths at the farmers market at the downtown park. They set up booths out at the horse trials to take in some of the ETJ area. They set up booths at the Spring Fest. They really were a hardworking group and went out of their way. And at these booths, there would be many polls, just quick yes/no type things to fill out. There were penny polls where you could come up and you had a certain number of pennies and you could put all 10 of them in one jar or one in each of 11 jars. And it was a way of weighing what you really felt was important moving forward for the town of Southern Pines. So we used a lot of different techniques in arriving at a document. Which brings us to today. The document in its draft phase did pass the planning board unanimously. That was in February. We held a session in January that was not a public hearing, but it was open to the public, where we simply presented the document, answered questions of the planning board, and more or less prepared them to be able to handle a public hearing in February. That public hearing was held. Some very good give and take and discussion with the planning board. They unanimously have sent the document forward to the council. The council held its first hearing this past month, or actually earlier this month, I'm sorry. They've held that hearing open. So again, on April the 13th, they will be taking additional public comment. Next Monday, I will be meeting with the council in a work session so that they can go through some of their own concerns, questions, issues with the document itself, and that will probably be a very lengthy and informative session. But we're really hoping, if not in April, at least in May, to be able to pass a first long-range plan. That plan is going to address the same list of items that Andy talked about with the Pinehurst plan. It talks about a wide range of things. We do, in fact, have an implementation chart. It has 14 items on it that include some additional in-depth studies of, for instance, the downtown area, of our West Southern Pines area, which came out quite a bit during the plan. It talks about some neighborhood inventories. The one challenge that I am going to have moving forward, it's going to be great to have this document, and that's going to help wonderfully in sort of facilitating a budget process. Pinehurst has been miraculously successful in being, I think, way ahead of schedule from their original document. I think we would probably be in the same place had we started 5 years ago, because economic times were very good. The challenge moving forward is that economic times are a little bit different right now, and just keeping up with the schedule may in fact be a real challenge for myself and for the elected officials moving forward. The document itself is arranged into 11 chapters, the 11th chapter being that implementation chapter that I talked about. And then we have an Appendix A through D, with Appendix B being a very key portion of the plan, because it's a quick listing of all of the goals and policies under which the rest of the plan is based upon. And it's really the document that future both applicants for projects and also our planning boards and our council are going to be able to refer back to and say, how does this application or this request fit or not fit what the community has said they want for the future. It's set up as a 20-year document, again, a 5-year review cycle. That way, as things do change, you can come back and revisit it. And I'm looking forward to moving forward with it and hopefully going through a process in 5 years to update it, as opposed to having to start from square one. If you'd like to take a look at the plan, maybe if you'd like to come out and speak on April the 13th, if you happen to be from Southern Pines, you can check out our website at southernpines.net, and there is a direct link to both the website for the project itself, which will give you the entire history, including the various questionnaires and things that we have used. And there are also links to the draft document that you can review there. If you're not one that likes to read it online, we do have copies available at both our planning office and at the library, and we've got just a handful of copies available for a short period checkout at the library if you'd like to take it home and read it at your own leisure in the evening as opposed to sitting there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and walk away from the mic or invite Andy to come up here and join me, and I think we can take any questions at this point. Thank you again.